And here are these jigs going round this conveyor line, and the men working on it are welding it. Why do you use welding?
Well, that is the most satisfactory method and the strongest method of holding together the various steel panels to make the body. We use the electric welding process, that is hundreds of electrical spots are made in various flanges, but also the oxyacetylene process. And the whole thing, when it's welded, of course, is a rigid body skeleton at that point.
A really strong skeleton.
Really strong skeleton at that point.
Tell me, in the 6 minutes that we're here, how many spot welds are being put in?
On each body, anything from 4 to 500 in the time while we're talking, you know what I mean.
And what's the rate they're coming off the line here, each body?
Around 15 to 16 an hour on this particular model that we're looking at.
And you've got several cycles
there's 5 or 6 cycles of this, like this one here.
Giving a total of how many in a day, bodies?
Well, 400, anything between 400 to 450 per day.
Well, that's quite remarkable. And there they go, slowly around, and the sparks are flying from the welder's gun. I think I understand the origin of the expression spot on, because that's what the jig has got the various components of the body absolutely in position so that spot welder can do his job perfectly. Well, now, on this model, there are 4 main components. That's to say, the roof, or upper part, the 2 sides, and the underbody. And those are put together here, and as we came on the air here in this section, as one body was being put together, started to be put together, as we go off, that will be completed. It's just about right, isn't it, Stan?
Just about right, Max, yes.
Now, we're actually standing in a little glass hutch which they've kindly put up for us here, because the noise was so terrific that we wouldn't have been able to hear ourselves, let alone you hear us against the noise. I'd just like you to hear the noise of this shop at full blast, because I'm going to open the door now. Now, just listen. Well, that gives you some idea of what noise is like, and to someone not used to it, it absolutely stuns me. I don't know how you bear it, then.
It is noisy. Well, you would think it was noisy, but we soon get used to it over the months and over the years. But talking of noise, as you look across the shop there's 200 or 300 metal finishers at work, and their job is to make a noise. I mean, they hit the panels with hammers and spoons and...
What are they actually doing?
Well, they are taking the blemishes from the surface skin of the body in preparation for it to be painted, which gives you that finish that you demand when you buy a car, you know.
After the components have been put together?
After the components have been put together, there's various little pimples and blemishes, and that's what they take care of.
Well, you can hear a spot welder going in the background, and they look like gigantic dentist drills. We mentioned dentists earlier, these spot welders, and they certainly handle them just as carefully and scientifically as the dentist done, but not so painfully to us. Now, after the main part of the body is put together here, it goes on, and the lesser components are put on, such as the doors, the seats, and so on.
Doors and the inside bits and pieces, you know.
And then the whole thing is ready, but still gleaming. It's still gleaming silver, rather the color of the great Dome of Discovery, the South Bank exhibition that so many of you must have seen. Gleaming silver, that's why it's called body and white in the shop. But soon it's going to change color. And Brown Johnston is going to tell you all about that. I noticed him in a pair of overalls a little while ago. So let's see how he's getting on.
Yes, Max, well, I'm in a very snappy pair of overalls, and I've got the craft paper hat as if I was at a party, and I've got a mask ready to put over my mouth for the spot of spraying, which I hope to do in a minute. Well, now, I'm standing at the end of a tunnel. It's rather like a dairy, really. It's a very bright light, so a tiled wall, and it's extremely fresh there in here. In fact, it is air-conditioned, a nice temperature of about 70 degrees. Well, now, in this tunnel are about 6 cars, and they're creeping forward, I suppose, about 10 feet a minute, and they're receiving their 2 final coats of paint. And there are 2 operators just like I am on either side of them, squirting them with spray. It's all like that spray you might squirt your garden with. Only, of course, it's highly pressurized. It really hits those cars when they put it at